But wait, what was I thinking? Well, clearly I wasn't. Yes, thanks for tuning in again, and we're back on the Suzuki, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and encourage others to watch my lunacy. So yes, busy there chopping out brackets and everything else, and of course this fits perfectly. Yes, we used this on the MV Augusta, a piece of office furniture, and it'll fit perfectly. In fact, it's even got some holes ready. They're probably not in the right place though. Anyway, I'm probably going to use that end of it, and of course it fits the battery, any old battery, perfectly. Sweet. Job done. So obviously I won't be using that end because it's got a big chunk out of it, but I just thought I'd fit it up there using the existing holes before I cut and drill anything, and see what's going to go where. So this happens to be a set of brake pads for not sure what actually, Maserati maybe. Anyway, it's about the size of a battery, because of course I don't have a battery spare because I threw that out, that one that didn't work anymore. Yes, when I cleaned up the garage. What an idiot. So that's roughly the size of a big-ish battery, and it's a little on the wide side. It's 6 inches, and that's why it won't quite sit back there. Anyway, let's put the seat on and see what that looks like, and where the light's going to end up, and see what that looks like. Nice, plenty of room for the battery. Good. Stage 1. Plenty of room for the backlight too. Not even close to the battery. Even if we had to lay the battery down the other way, I think we've got room. So that's interesting. So I think I shall go ahead and cut that tray. And then I'm going to work out, well, I've just had another thought. How about that? Yes, my my old shower door thing, aluminum extrusion, works perfectly. Has exactly the right height and base and etc. Wow, this is all coming together rather too nicely, rather too smoothly. Something's got to go wrong, right? Right, let's get chopping. So slight change of plan on the back light, because I didn't want to cut the perspex. 2 reasons. One, I'm not sure how, probably with a jigsaw, but I'm not sure how it would affect the actual light coming from it, the emissions. And 2, I don't need to. So I cut the back out of that air filter, and it's nicely wedged in there actually, so I can just fit the light on the back of it as per normal with a little bit of HVAC tape, and that's the job done. And once we got the battery tray and that mount in place, everything's going to be swimming. Talking of which, there's the battery tray cut. Well, yeah, kind of cut. It's difficult. My bench has the light in the wrong place, so I can't see what I'm doing while I'm cutting it, which is a bit stupid, right? But there we go. We can tidy that up. And of course this is the factory edge, which we'll show to the general public, when in fact it won't show because it'll be under the seat, and we'll probably need to paint it, I don't know, whatever we're going to paint the rest of the bike. Still not sure about that stuff. Yeah, not sure. So chopped obviously, and drilled just the rear holes at the moment. So these holes here, where the indicators went, whether they're going back there or not, I don't know. Haven't drilled the holes yet, as you can see in this, because I might not. And yeah, beautiful. It's like a suspension bridge, because it's suspended rather than secured into the sides. How cool is that? Isambard Kingdom Brunel would be very proud. Okay, now what? Yes, this part of the puzzle. Yes, that part of the puzzle. How cool is that? How cool is that? Yeah, okay, let's see how that's going to fit in there. So at this point I thought I'd put the tank roughly in place as well, to make sure that the seat is pretty much where it's going to go. And of course my battery mock-up before we start working out where other things are going to go. So that's kind of it. The seat might come further back so it doesn't actually rest on the tank, because of course we got that. Yeah, it's that red, the elusive red that we're still looking for. I've got something else on order. Third time lucky, eh? Anyway, I think I've said that before, haven't I? Well, the height of that is kind of perfect, but at the same time, yeah, that's where I'd ideally like it to end up, right on the edge of the cowling, whereas actually it ends up way back there. But that might work. It might work, because actually you kind of see more of it that way than just that bit. Right? But it's kind of a long way back. I don't know. Let's try that. Let's try that. At this point, what I do know is I'm going to have to drill 2 holes here and here, regardless. And I've got plenty of this stuff. And if I have to come up with something else anyway, so be it. It's just the perfect height. All right. Well, now we have it. All kind of jerry-rigged up. But yeah, there we go. That is very, very cool. Yeah. All right, good. Yeah, unfortunately the contrast on the video isn't showing that mesh. It is now. Yeah, I mean, how cool is that? Oh, that's brilliant. Love it. Time for Mr. Kawasaki to help out. Removal of unsafe objects in the garage. Also ordered a new front tyre for this puppy, not least of all because we need to get rid of the white wall. It ain't some 50s American car. And yeah, you can see, right, that's perishing rubber, that's heat, it's age, that's no good for nothing. And ironically, I ordered one of those to match this, because this is relatively new and unperished, I think. Yeah, so it matches the backside, so that's cool too. So we're all bolted down. Yes, it is a nut and bolt restoration as opposed to a riveting one. Anyway, but I'm a bit dumb, because obviously that needs to be mounted in there too. We don't need to be drilling more holes than necessary, even for lightness' sake. So I need longer bolts here and use the same holes to mount that. Yes. So now we need to work out where that ends up on here in terms of those holes. This is getting more and more like Blue Peter. Well, again, would you Adam and Eve it? All those different variations, yes, all them, and none of them were quite long enough. Luckily, I had 2 matching ones. I don't know, from some random piece of do-it-yourself furniture, probably, that fitted perfectly. Thank God for keeping things. So now we just need to put that on with proper HVAC tape, and then that's ready to rock and roll. There we have it, complete. Another super cool, this time round retro high-tech backlight, compliments of Tink Customs. Yeah, I've done. I don't know why anyone else hadn't thought of this. It's just brilliant. There we go, ready to fit. I'll put that somewhere safe. Oh, did anyone else notice the obvious problem? Yes. Even those longer ones that I found are not going to be long enough to go through that as well. Because you can see there ain't enough thread really Well, I've been rummaging through nuts and bolts and found a lot of this length. Look like they're out of a computer, actually. I think they're out of a computer. Couple of those. They might do the job. Oh, I know. I'm wasting your life as well as mine. Well, apparently 7mm is the preferred size of the computer industry. Because I haven't got a wrench. I've got a 6 and an 8. But luckily, I've got a socket. So the other problem is that on the other side, they're Phillips. So thank God for this, eh? Yeah. Alright, we're getting there. Well, luckily it didn't have to be bustingly tight. So there we are, we're all ready to go. And we may need to drill holes in here for the other mount on the frame. Because we've got the 2 holes there. The outside one being the one that the indicators were mounted to. And I'm not sure that I'm going to put them back on. I may use a different indicator. I may use no indicators whatsoever. Clamped it down. Of course, it wasn't level because there's a ridge at the back of the tray, its original thing, which I didn't cut out because I didn't want to. And yeah, so I had to put not 1 but 2 of those, and I had to do that by trial and error, obviously. So that's how many times is that? 6, 7 times, maybe 8. I've had this on and off, really. So I don't think we'll be using those, but never fear, because we may, if we're going to do indicators at all, be using these that I bought for the Ducati actually and didn't use. So what we might do with these is mount them like that. That'll look quite cool. It depends where the seat goes, really. But, you know, somewhere along there. Maybe. Bit of a shame, because bobbery though they were like, I kind of like these lights with their little holes, and they sit perfectly above them in terms of, you know, overall symmetry and design, etc. A bit of a shame. So, given all that, I've drilled the other hole in the back of the tray, and it just so happens, so there's both the bolts on the other side. It just so happens that the nuts and bolts that I chose to use are just, and where I drilled the holes because I wanted it as low as possible, the bolts just happen to basically sit flush against the top lip of that tray, which is quite handy in terms of tightening stuff. Anyway, there's one more job I wanted to do tonight because it's running late, and but hey, it's a Friday, so what the hell. And that is put the exhaust wrap on one side. So, 2 things. You know, I hate the stupid little metal tie wraps that exhaust wrap comes with because they don't really work. This is actually from the Honda. Yes, because we're going to replace these probably with the same thing as the Suzuki. And so I've stolen the rather nice circlip because they don't have to be bustingly tight. So that'll do for that end. And the reason I've done that is because I have 2 of these. Yes, my favourite devices. But I only have 2, and they're different colours. That's not good, is it? Whatever. So they fit nicely too. So I'm going to put the big boy at this end and the little boy at that end, because I think that'll look neat and tidy. So let's give that a go. Oh, and the reason I'm doing this now is because we've kind of resolved the foot peg situation. We're just waiting for the pegs themselves, but we've got that mount that's going to work perfectly. And then, yeah, there's that shield. There's a heat shield for no good reason, honestly, but I'm actually going to look at getting some red anodizing paint for that. I wonder if it's heat resistant. Is it heat resistant? Could be a problem. Anyway, this shit, but red. Heat resistant. Doesn't say to what temperature though. Whatever. Yeah, these things, they're rubbish. Anyway, yes, there we go. There's the cool red tape. If only I could find some seat material of the same colour. Anyway, gloves, long sleeve shirt, because this stuff gets everywhere and it's really irritating, and it's got fiberglass in it. So it's not a health and safety thing, it's just a comfortable thing, right? Because otherwise just jump straight in the shower. Which I might do anyway. Despite the fact bath night's not due for another, I don't know, 2.5 weeks, I think. Oh, and by the way, there's umpteen videos about, well, different videos about whether you should do this when the exhaust pipe's hot, cold, whatever. It makes no bloody difference. Just get on with it. No, thinking about it, actually, it does make a difference. The difference between doing it when it's hot or cold is means you don't burn your hands as well as irritate them with the fiberglass. So cold is fine. Okay, we are wrapped and ready to wrap. Yeah. So I'm having to operate the camera with my nose because these aren't camera sensitive. Anyway, point is, I've only got like two loops on this, and what I want to do is crank this up already. And yeah, I thought I might have it on back to front, but actually no, because I want the stud, the bolt to come out that way so it's hidden, and I want a nice kind of shiny silver thing here. So I'm just gonna start tightening that up, and then I can take it from there. Well, not the neatest wrap in the world, but it's kind of tricky. Because you know it's just one big curve, but I think generally that looks kind of cool. Oh, and obviously the donor part from the Honda didn't work, and I didn't really want to just use a standard Jubilee clip, and as I showed you, I had 2 of them, so I put 2 of them on. Now I've got to buy 2 more, which is a bit tedious, but I think it'll be worth it. While I'm down here, I think I want to repaint this. This is horrible. Doesn't kind of matches the powder coating, but not quite. I don't know. Shall we look at some more electrics? No, I know it's boring, isn't it, right? Yeah, I'll tidy it up, don't worry. And today I have mostly been organising my nuts and bolts. I haven't got around to the bolts yet. And the good news is I found this in one of my various tins of stuff, which will do this job much better. Remember, we're putting a clip clamp on the bottom of that to secure the throttle cable. I know, you're almost as bored as looking at the electrics as I am, but I just wanted to show you that it's kind of empty, apart from that starter solenoid. And I think that's where I'm going to mount it. And yes, apart from that, don't know. More by luck than judgment, it's got a little lip because I just drilled another hole next to the existing one, drilled it out a bit, cut it, and it's just got a little lip there that kind of holds it in place. So that's kind of cool. And now we'll see if it fits on the other bit. The good news is we won't have any of this hassle with the Honda because I noticed that these had threads in. I think I've spotted that before. And I noticed that the Honda had a thread on at least the accelerator end of the two, and it fits perfectly. So that's going to be really cool. The other end doesn't have a thread or anything. Oh, well, actually it does. It wasn't threaded into the Honda one. Let's see if that fits. That would be amazing. So there's that fitted up, and it barely needs a clamp, honestly, because the return spring is kind of enough to pull it back into place and sit this against the body of the throttle grip there. But anyway, I think we should put this other thing in place, which will be a right fiddle, but let's get it done. Well, it's on and in place, but I think there's something going on in here that shouldn't be. Listen. That sounds like a cable being chewed up to me. Better check that out. Yeah, and that's just to remind me. So, cleaned all that up somewhat and actually found a lovely little red countersunk Allen bolt to and clean that up as well. And I was just going to have a look at the seat. But I think we'll leave that until next time when you're sitting more comfortably, hopefully. As always, thanks for watching. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Hope you tune in again to see what we get up to with the seat and mounting that. And yes, encourage others to watch my lunacy.